Imagine living in the richest country on earth, yet going to bed hungry every single night. Children searched through garbage cans for scraps of food. Parents skipped meals so their kids could survive. Millions lost everything, and countless families were pushed to the brink of starvation. But how did the world's fastest-growing economy collapse into one of the darkest humanitarian crises in American history? Today, we're uncovering the darkest secrets of the Great Depression, a story of hunger, desperation, and survival that many people have never truly heard. It all began on October 29th, 1929, a day forever remembered as Black Tuesday. Within hours, the U.S. stock market crashed, wiping out billions of dollars in wealth. Businesses failed overnight. Banks closed their doors. Families lost their life savings. No one realized it then, but this single event would trigger the worst economic disaster of the 20th century, the Great Depression. As businesses collapsed, millions of Americans lost their jobs. Factories shut down. Homes were foreclosed. Electricity and basic services were cut off. Thousands of families were forced onto the streets. The cruelest part? Food existed, but people simply couldn't afford it. Farmers grew crops, yet prices became so low that many destroyed their own harvests because selling it wasn't worth the cost. Meanwhile, families in cities struggled to find even a single meal a day. America was producing food, yet millions were starving. Every morning, endless lines stretched through city streets. These became known as breadlines. People waited for hours just to receive a piece of bread and a bowl of soup. Many families survived on only one meal a day. Some searched through trash bins for leftover food. Others sold everything they owned just to buy enough food for another week. Even people who had once lived comfortable middle-class lives found themselves relying on charity to survive. As homelessness exploded, makeshift communities appeared across America. These settlements became known as Hoovervilles. Families built tiny shelters from wood, scrap metal, cardboard, and anything they could find. There was little protection from freezing winters, heavy rain, or scorching summers. For many children, these makeshift camps became the only home they had ever known. As if the economic collapse wasn't devastating enough, nature delivered another crushing blow. A severe drought swept across the Great Plains. Massive dust storms buried farms and entire towns. This environmental catastrophe became known as the Dust Bowl. Millions of acres of farmland became useless. Crops failed. Livestock died. Thousands of farming families abandoned everything they owned in search of a better life elsewhere. Hunger only became worse. In 1933, President Franklin D. Roosevelt took office. He launched an ambitious recovery program known as the New Deal. The government created millions of jobs. Roads, bridges, dams, and public buildings were constructed. Banking reforms restored confidence in the financial system. Slowly, Americans began finding work again. The economy gradually recovered, although full recovery would take several more years. The Great Depression wasn't just an economic crisis. It was a human tragedy. A time when millions fought every single day against hunger, poverty, and hopelessness. Today, it's difficult to imagine that in one of the world's most powerful nations, people once stood in line for hours just to receive a piece of bread. History reminds us that no economy is invincible. When financial collapse, poor policy, and natural disasters collide, even the strongest nations can face unimaginable hardship. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more incredible stories from history. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.